What is happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. Thank you all for tuning in tonight for the return of the monthly series, Needle and a Wax Stack. And that is a series where we head back into the past and we rip open old boxes, primarily baseball cards, chasing after some legendary and elusive, very, very hard to pull autographs, inserts, error cards, whatever it may be. And that search tonight has brought us back to 1992 to a box of classic best, something I haven't opened in well over a year, and we are chasing after the autographs of these two guys that you might know, Ken Griffey Jr., Nolan Ryan, and there are some other ones as well. I've yet to ever pull any of these elusive chase cards. Maybe tonight will be the night that we have some better luck. So we got Paul F., Mikey G, and everybody else. Thank you guys all for being here. I picked this box up about 2 weeks ago at a flea market for 25 bucks, which is kind of like the going rate for these. You see them sell anywhere online for typically between 20 and 40 bucks most of the time. So I figured I'd grab it for a chance at one of these big boy autos. Oh, we also have a possible Mike Schmidt autograph. Or maybe we'll see a Brian Taylor. Hopefully not David McCarty, but those are also possibilities. We should have 36 packs in this box, 12 cards per pack of the minor league release of Classic Best. Of course, I always forget they're in these weird little cardboard enclosures. We'll pull all these out and get down to some true shenanigans in cardboard debauchery this evening. So hopefully everybody is doing superb out there, finally recovering from the long week of festivities. Well, actually, it was really only one night, but it basically wiped me out all week. Time to get back into some business, and that business is in front of us this evening. Let's hope for some luck as we tear into these almost nuisance-like pack wrappers of 92 Classic Best. Luckily, I think it's really hard on us. Luckily, they're not double wrapped like the earlier 90s Flair products. Jay Hector says that's how you know you're over 40, but kind of a bland design, nicer than some other years of Classic Best. But in this 400 card set, it's actually 450 cards, but we'll only see 400 out of packs. The extra 50 is a high series, has a Jeter, but this series has Chipper Jones and several others. Brian Giles, minor league card to start things off. We'll probably see some cringe-worthy names. Mateo Ozuna, Scott Simmons looking extra dorky in that photo, and Charles Poe is going to end the pack. River Ramble says no gum in the pack, just a gum pack. Very deceiving. Very deceiving. Ed Smiley in the house is old as sheet sign. Definitely looks like it. We got Wally Moon's Unibrow, fresh off the abandonment list. Is only here for a quick drop in to stay off the abandonment list. I gotta go, the dog is barking. Wally Moon, what is going on? It is always a pleasure to see you. Just pop in for a split second and then further yourself into the abandonment list. Solomon Torres. So, some bigger names that ended up going on to play in the major leagues. But we are chasing the biggest autos we can possibly find. With my luck, I'll end up getting the Brian Taylor, which in 92, that would have been probably the card that a lot of kids wanted. Delgado, he has possible inserts in this, but I don't believe we'll see those. I think they're only exclusive to the jumbo packs. The jumbo packs are really the stuff you want to open for, like the parallels that can come out of here. Here's Butch Husky. Delgado, the best card in that pack. Jerome Manley, lurking in the background, says, whoop, whoop, jug of hose. I never use the entire soup. What is going on, man? Remember, for 40 freaking months, Jerry, always a pleasure. I can always appreciate some insane clown posse humor. It's actually one of the greatest things you could really do when you go out to like the pub or the bar is before you leave, play the entire Great Malenko album or any ICP album for that matter, and then leave. So everybody else there is stuck listening to it. The best prank you could really pull on anyone, let alone a whole bar full of people. Roberto Pettigine showing up. Ruben Santana. Jim Edmonds also has a card in this. I never really counted offensive signage for minor league cards because it is very abundant. Or when you or when you arrive at the bar, you can do that too. I will do that sometimes, and I will get dirty looks. And I savor every one of them. Paul F says, Oriel, welcome to the House of Horrors. We got a bunch of juggalos in here. That is always great to see. Here's Calvin Pokey Reese, Dax Jones, Rob Butler, Ben Blomdahl. If you're familiar with Donald Blomdahl of the Hall of Fame Sports Card Veterans Association based out of Seattle, I believe. I think that's actually his nephew, Ben Blomdahl. Pretty freaking wild. Clemente Alvarez, Matt Rubel. Holden in the house. What is going on, man? Cards, cars, and guitars. Says I was going to put TPI in the abandonment list, but John is back. Alton, what's happening, man? Thank you very much for that. Mikey G, please post a link to our buddy Alton's channel, Cards, Cars, and Guitars. I haven't seen him do a video as of very recently, but he does put out content as well, so subscribe to our buddy Alton. Yeah, it's kind of been another hiatus. I was going to do an auction last night, and I just didn't have the energy to do it, and then I was like, you know what, I'll open these. Also didn't do that last night, so here we are, days and days later, but I will try to get back on kind of more of a consistent schedule. John Kelly looking extra scummy in that photo. Alan Battle, D. Sarcina. There is Garrett Anderson, another nice one from the base set here, and nothing else too prominent in that pack. There's a link to Alton's channel. Check him out if you have not already. Chaos back in the house is take me off the abandonment list. Only thing I abandoned is my kids. Well, I could always appreciate you abandoning anyone, including your own family, to be part of the TPIA cult. We really appreciate that and can respect that around these parts. So I've been wondering where you've been at, Chaos. I have not seen for a while. It's great to have you back with us as we swan dive through the minor leagues in desperation. I see Chipper Jones popping up here. There's Kilvio Veras. There's Chipper Jones, the base minor league card. Probably one of the best ones we'll see out of here, unless we find a freaking autograph. Steve Cook and Johnny Ruffin, looking like Brian Taylor a lot in that photo. Chipper Jones, best card off to the side. The bulletproof packaging. Connor Burke says, I subscribed to you yesterday. Thanks, man, and welcome. Appreciate that. Try to go back and open a lot of older boxes and just have the time of our lives. Reliving all the nostalgia. And also, too, since I have not been around for a while, I actually picked up my Holy Grail vintage toy. What was that, 2 nights ago now? I was loitering on eBay at like midnight. And this is something I literally have been after for 12 freaking years. I have chased this toy. I've never even seen it. And it came across my eBay the other night, just randomly. And I bought it. I was able to buy it. It's not in the box. I don't care. It is a toy that I had as a kid. But literally, 12 years. I've never come across this. And I found it, and I bought it. What do you think it is? Paul F. says... Paul F., you got it immediately. I was going to do a quiz and give something away. I don't know what I would have gave away. It's sitting next to me. Probably this Hubie Brooks having a coronary or some other suggestive positioning happening here with the umpire. Yeah, I actually... there's Javi Lopez. I would have called him Javier Lopes back then. I picked up the freaking real Ghostbusters Power Cycle that I had as a kid, made by Coleco. The Play School one is, it's easier to find. It's different than the Coleco version. The Coleco version is extremely freaking rare, but in 12 years, I've never, ever seen the Coleco Real Ghostbusters Big Wheel. And I was like, what the hell? How can I not buy that? I had it as a kid, and I freaking loved that thing. And we moved back when I was in, I think, 10th grade. We moved, and I don't know if it went to Goodwill, if it went into the trash or what, but... I never really cared about it until I was like probably, I don't know, my 30s, early 30s. And I was like, man, that thing was sick. I need that. And never saw it until now. Cliff Floyd shows up for Ed. But I always said, if I can find that, I will literally freaking sell my car to buy it. And I will ride it to work. Now, I don't know how that will happen or how it will work out because it's like max weight of like 15 pounds. So you'd have to probably modify it, but I will ride that thing down on the side of the highway to Taco Bell And of course, it doesn't have the box. I wish it did. I do have the instruction manual. My dad actually kept it. It's dated 1988. Is that sitting next to me? I know I have it in here somewhere. I wanted to show you guys real quick. I don't want to hold up the rip though, but it's definitely in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's sitting in a pile underneath the royal family, actually. So this is what I picked up. My dad kept this and gave it to me a couple of years ago, February 20th, 1988. The Power Cycle by Coleco. I've never seen one of these either. You will probably never come across an instruction manual for this thing, but it is so freaking rare. And I was able to pick it up. It actually cost me $220, which I thought was an amazing price for something I've been after for that long. There's the GRIFFEY. GRIFFEY shows up. The next best card, well, actually the best card of the rip, Sean Green minor league card. So the problem was it has the Slimer with it, but it didn't have a seat. Well, it just so happened there's been a guy selling a seat with the sticker in great condition on there for a little while now. He had it on there for $100. I ended up getting it for $80 after some wheeling and dealing. So roughly about $300 I got my dream toy I had as a kid, and I got to put it on like a rotating wheel like at a car dealership with some sort of magnificent lights just beaming down on it. And at the very least, I will definitely keep it until I can find one in the box. But like I said, I probably will never see one in the box at all. You won't come across it. There's a Play School one on eBay right now in the box and with the plastic and everything. It's $2,000 they have it listed for. Travis Dowdy in the house says, I thought John had too much birthday debauchery. Forgot about us. Good to see you back. Also, Alexa, turn off the TV. What is going on, Travis? I've been missing out on the Ricky Berwick live streams. There's a link to Travis's channel, though I don't think he's been making videos in a while. Bill Van Landingham for Craig B is a checklist card. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of debauchery involved on the birthday festivities. I think I finally went to bed at or fell asleep at 8:30 in the morning. And it kind of just wiped me out for a while. And so I was planning on doing the collection video that I bought 2 months ago. Planning on doing a lot of stuff, and it didn't happen. And also, I mean, really no thanks to the Indiana Jones marathon that the Paramount Movie Channel played all weekend. Literally all weekend. And it's on again now. And I was like, I can't stop watching this. I freaking love Indiana Jones more than most things in this world. And really kind of suckered me into that. There's Alan Watson. Dimitri Young minor league card. His rookies were really 91 releases. 91 Upper Deck Final Edition, to be exact. Joe Vidko. So, and I just looked again, and yeah, the Raiders of the Lost Ark just started like a half hour before the stream, and I was like, oh, should I cancel it? I've already seen Raiders of the Lost Ark probably 500 times. But playing all night, so it's gonna be a late one tonight, guys. JC says, close your ears, MacGyver. He still loves you most. I was actually on MacGyver, and I was pissed. So life has been significantly different, as Brad Osmus, since they took away my beloved Highway to Heaven channel. I'm trying to move forward, and it's very, very hard. There's Andy Pettit, minor league card. So Tubi has Highway to Heaven, the whole series, but it's not the same. It really isn't, although I will still watch it regardless. So what pisses me off is the TV Land Drama channel keeps playing the show Diagnosis Murder, and I don't like that show. I never was a fan of it, not into it. Keep playing that and canceling out my MacGyver marathon. So it's very, very tough to adjust to life after Highway to Heaven. There's Billy Ashley. Was real pumped on him around this time, along with Jason Beret. I would have been screaming, pulling those two back to back in a pack back in '92. Greg Hansel looks real pissed in that photo. And nothing else too prominent in there. I always had Billy Ashley on my Tony La Russa baseball team, and he would freaking homer basically every at bat, and then he would get hurt immediately and out for 9 games. There's Piazza. Piazza, one of the other best base cards in this set. We got Piazza, we got Griffey, we got Chipper Jones. We've pretty much seen all the big boys from the base set. Now, can we find, Steve Carsey, we find a Griffey auto? And Griffey auto, They're numbered out of 3,100. They sell for between 100 and 200 bucks. Nolan Ryan autograph, pretty much about the same thing. What I was really surprised by recently is a Mike Schmidt auto from this. Only sold for 25 bucks. They used to go for around 75. So, not real sure what's up with that, but the Mike Schmidt, the back would be different, but that same card autographed sold for only 25 bucks. I don't have a Schmidt auto, so I'd have bought that in a second if I would have seen that. Doug Vanderweel, mean mugging in the dugouts. Yeah, the playoffs are on too. It's probably where a lot of people are at. Tate Siegfried and Manny Ramirez. Another good one for the base sets. I am putting my money on Seattle. I hope Seattle makes it to the World Series, and I hope that they win. That'd be awesome. Dodgers, they've won enough. Let Seattle have it for once. First time ever, actually. James Bishop. David McCarty, another guy who's got autographs in here. Mikey G says, I despise Mike Schmidt. I would still like to have his auto regardless. And Jason Townley, his rosy and chubby cheeks. Mike Edwards, Frankie Rodriguez made his way in here. Ripping right along. And might have a video tomorrow. I don't know. We got to do that collection video. I still haven't even gone through the whole thing. It's actually, I think it's sitting in my garage right now. Things get moved to the garage, then back to the basement again. So if I have company over, then like all the junk gets shifted to the garage where it won't be seen. And then once everyone leaves, it goes right back into the basement again. It's a never-ending process of trying to play Tetris with a whole bunch of junk. It's brought me to the brink of madness almost. Mike Kelly. But actually, I did go out on Sunday looking for some stuff. I just didn't really find enough to make a video. I bought some random packs. I bought a Hills thing that was pretty cool for like $1. Willie Green, Brian Giles. But with the acquisition of my Grail piece, RGB Power Cycle, I got to make a freaking video about that. I have to. I am way too excited. I had a hard time falling asleep that night because I was so stoked on picking that up. Desi Relaford, Nigel Wilson, big name from this time as well. Tukey Spawn, I guess. So I don't know if I remember him whatsoever. Spann. Nothing else really to write home about in that pack. So hopefully we'll get back on schedule here and we will get back to ripping some randomness. And I think next Tuesday we probably will have the monthly rip. I think I'm gonna get back on board with opening just more than one box and doing more than one break a month. Maybe we'll do like 2, maybe 3 even. Find some different boxes we have not yet opened and dive into those. This is Curtis Pride, Scott Sheldon, Damon Mashore, ends that pack. Tukey was Dookie. He must have been, because I don't remember him. Not even the slightest. We got Mike Willaris in the house. What's going on, Mike? Brad Tyler. I figure we have to revisit these once a year. They're way too cheap to not try to pull a GRIFFEY auto, although your chances are very, very, very slim. Chris Durkin, Mark Hutton, Todd Ritchie, ending that pack. And this guy's been very mischievous lately as well. Looks like a poop stain on his head. He's had that for a long time, but I feel like we've never really taken a close gander at it. But Pee-wee's been doing a lot of streaking outside at night. And it's drawn attention from the neighbors, law enforcement. Just always up to some sort of shenanigans. Orlando Miller and Damon Buford. Hamilton. And Eric Booker. We got Joker in the house. What's going on, Joker? Good of you to pop in here. Join us. Hopefully tonight is the night. Aaron Seeley, a PC guy of mine, around 92, 93, I would say. He's going after all his stuff. I remember paying, geez, I probably paid like $5 for his 93 SP back then. I wanted it so bad, and obviously 93 SP was a crazy release. I can't remember how much packs of those were, but they were, I know they were nuts. You had to have some serious coin to rip into some 93 SP. Tim Costo and Randy Curtis is going to end this freaking pack. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here with no sign of any of these autos. Greg Pepper Anthony. Lance Jennings, Joe Randa would have been a decent one back then, along with Rondell White. Mike Durant ending that pack. I don't know if we have Paul Allen here tonight. Has he shown up? I've not seen any walked-in chance. Edward says, is Pee-wee a pull string? He doesn't have a string. That's just him talking on his own free will, which is even creepier. Scott Hatterberg. Russell Davis, Justin Thompson. Pokey Reese again. So the Junk Wax Era collation. And of course, our unofficial sponsor now and forever. We have caffeine-free Zevia to wet your whistle. Here's what we got left in this 36-count box. With really all the bigger names, base cards being pulled. I don't think there's any we missed yet. Tony Womack. I feel like I was kind of stoked on him back when he was on the Buccos in the 90s. Manny Cervantes, Aaron Small, Frank Gonzalez, Paul Russo, Ray McDavid, Eric Skalstrom. I don't remember him either. If he ever made the majors, I would highly doubt it. Mark Newfield. Probably definitely would have top-loaded that. Hunter Bush, I want to say I have this one autographed. There's in a collection I bought, and we've obsessed over it here many, many times. John Roper, Troy Hughes, Scott Bullitt, the Buccos guy from back then, Kerwin Moore ends that pack. Trevor Williams in the house. Says there's been at least 2 Tukis in MLB and minors history. Both were born in New Orleans, decades apart, and both died young. Very, very interesting. Tukey Toussaint. Who else we got? DJ Dozier is going to be hype. There's a link to Trevor's channel. Thank you for that, Trevor. Trevor always bestowing MLB knowledge upon us here. Dan Smith. Scott Simmons again. Looks like kind of like Spanky LaValliere. I'm pretty sure Scott Simmons and Spanky and Mike LaValliere are the same freaking person. That is definitely him. Charles Poe, Eduardo Perez, Mike Lieberthal, have a big name from around this time, and Tom Green is going to end that pack. We got Greg Fox, Foxy23 NHFD Sports Card, says, hi, hope all is well. Greg, what is happening, man? Appreciate you popping in here. Greg's still pumping out the videos, so if you have not subscribed to him and you'd like to see older baseball card packs ripped open, then check him out. Mike, you can post a link to his channel. Look what they did to us here. Really screwed us on that. My luck, that would be a Griffey autograph, but it's actually Tim Brown instead. And he looks like he's literally cracked out in that photo. This is pretty intense. I was going to say, where the hell's the cereal box magnifying glass so we can really get a feel for those bloodshot and tired eyes. That one is all muffed up. Rudy Pemberton, Jeff McNeely, Mike Moeller. There's Javi Lopez yet again. And Kurt Miller. There's a link to Travis's channel. Travis says DJ Dozier retired to become a minister at Rock Church in Virginia Beach. Thank you for that, Travis. I had no clue about that at all whatsoever. Yeah, it's very interesting. If you go, even like the last 5 years, if you would go and look at players, a list of players that have retired that actually were like, you know, getting to be pretty big stars coming up, they're just gone overnight. There's quite a few of them. And I was actually going back through that list recently, like a couple months ago. And I was like, really? What the hell? That's nuts. Quite a few of them that just kind of even quietly retire and you just never hear from them again. Then all of a sudden, they're on that list. Kiki Jones, Alan Watson, Dimitri Young, and Ricky Metallica. They're really screwing us on like the Griffeys, the Piazzas. We haven't seen a base Nolan Ryan, which I'm pretty sure is the first card of the set. Haven't seen that one yet. But we still have a few packs left. Kelby Olivares, same collation. Chipper Jones shows up yet again. Johnny Ruffin. Brad Ausmus and Mike Lewis is going to end that pack. And then there were 4. Only 4 remain. I'm not sure what we'll do next month for Needle and WaxStack, or what we'll chase after. I might try to pick something different, like, I don't know, 93 Leaf Update. Looking for Frank Thomas autograph. That's one I'd like to have for my PC. Hobby Handling Houses, I'm always surprised when players retire early. I always wonder which ones are injury related and which ones are talent related. That's definitely true, too. Even like Austin Meadows. He's a prime example. Austin Meadows was plagued by injuries. Big prospect and gone. Like, in a span of a few years. But, yeah, just disappeared into oblivion. There's Rob Nen. Brian Barber. Tom Nevers. Mark Sweeney. There's Brian Taylor. Would have been a real hot pull back then. Not the autograph, unfortunately. Rubberneck says, I still have 4 or 5 boxes of 93 Leaf Update sitting. That's pretty sweet, man. You don't really see those very often, and I feel like they've gone up in price over the last couple of years. I feel like they're sitting around like $50 now, between $50 and $60. Back when I was able to buy them, I don't know, probably a couple of years ago, they were like around the $30 range. So they have gone up and nearly doubled over the last couple of years, but the Thomas Auto would be a really sweet pull. What is going on here? That's a great freaking photo. That's all I got to say. I'm almost obsessed with that card because of how freaking creepy it is. There's Kevin Stalker. Joe DeBerry. Ending that pack. Whatever happened to Wander Franco? I don't think we'll ever see Wander Franco play in the MLB again. I think he has been completely just eliminated altogether. Kind of the same as Trevor Bauer. You still see Trevor Bauer. He's still active on social media and stuff, but you never see him play in the majors again. Jim Edmonds shows up. That was probably the last one we were looking for, really, in the base set. But no friggin' autograph. Vaughn Cruz and Jason Wood. Alan Newman is going to end that pack. Only one left. And a whole bunch of cardboard debris is all I'm left with. Connor says, how many years did you know about those cards? I mean, which ones in particular? These cards? For many, many years. Back since the 90s. Bobby Abreu. Okay, I've said it 5 times now. That's probably the last best card we're looking for in the base set. The last chance of redemption. There's that crazy Marcus Moore. Do I have that sitting next to me? I tried to put like a stack of like weird TPIA cards that we've obsessed over the years. I don't have that in front of me or next to me, I guess. I have this crazy 88 Topps Jeff Montgomery with Jesus in the background. That card is freaking nuts. A Michael Landon rookie card. I got the frothing at the mouth Reggie Williams. The Stink Bug Relic. That was actually courtesy of Dirk Remington. Dirk Remington, rest in peace. A Michael Landon Victor French Highway to Heaven sticker. Yeah, there's so much random stuff, but I was trying to find that creepy card where there's like, looks like there's smoke coming out of his mouth. Must be in another stack. All we're left over with is this clamshell case of nothing but 86 Topps Paul McFadden cards. We haven't showed that in a while. It's time. It was overdue. Show the cigarette rookie with Randy Johnson. I actually have that next to me too. So many goodies. Dennis Cook autograph. TPIA slab. The all name on front. There is the Marlboro Red you're referring to. Pop 1. The 3-headed Mickey Weston, Nick West SSP. So many goodies. All sitting right here. It's great. And there's definitely more too, but my organization is lacking a good bit. But that Marcus Moore, it's sitting here somewhere, probably in a pile of absolute randomness on the floor. We're working on that. We're working on getting that cleaned up permanently. Hopefully. Manny Alexander. So, yet again, the Needle and WaxStack series ends with really nothing but shame. Well, that and this case full of Paul McFaddens that I don't know what I'm ever going to do with. So, struck out again. End of the day, at least I still have this box of rusty car emblems to go home with. But if you have a suggestion on releases you want me to open for Needle and WaxStack to chase after some elusive autographs or inserts, you can always put them in the comments down below. Preferably something I haven't opened or haven't opened in a long time. And we do that on the 15th of the month. every month. And hopefully tomorrow or sometime soon, I have that collection that's full of binders of like vintage football and stuff. One of these days, we're going to show that, and I hope it's tomorrow. Otherwise, if not, I will hopefully see you back for a weekend recap video this Sunday as flea market season is completely dwindling down. I think this is going to be like the last weekend or the second to last weekend for it. So go out there and scour the four corners of the earth in desperation and searching for, random cards like, I don't know, say this $30 Ken Hill. Go grab some freaking deals. And hopefully I'll see you guys all back very, very soon. You guys freaking rule. Thank you all for watching.